Hello, everyone. Little change of plans at the last minute here. Welcome. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina. I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Help me welcome Sherry, also known as Blanche, and Cleo, also known as Dorothy, and welcome to Golden Girls Coffee Klatch. Now, you'll notice that the pictures look a little different.
Hi, y'all.
Now, you'll notice that the pictures look a little different.
I'm on my phone. This is crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Thank God I got internet on my phone in the house because I'd have to be outside.
Yeah. Oh my.
You're pretty low.
Oh, I can see chat.
Oh my.
Wow. Okay.
You're pretty low.
Pretty loud.
I'm what?
Getting a little feedback.
Freezing.
Pretty loud. Getting a little feedback.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me see.
this is the only thing I have on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Does that help? Does that help? Feedback. Thanks, Okay.
Hey, at least. I mean,
Oh no. Oh no, Sherry, we can't hear you now.
so I can look at Marina's chat.
There you go.
Can you hear us now? No, I can't hear you.
Are we talking?
A lot of background noise, Sherry.
It's echoing.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, everyone. You know what? This is what happens when technical issues come up and you don't expect them to.
And you're live.
Yeah, and you know what? We just go with the flow. So Sherry was actually the hostess for tonight, so we gathered on her channel, and she couldn't hear us. Cleo and I.
I'm back. It kicked me out of the studio.
Oh no. Yeah. So
I don't know. My brain is blown right now.
Cleo and I could hear each other, but and we could hear Sherry, but Sherry couldn't hear us. So,
Nothing.
Yeah, we tried fixing a whole bunch of different things. None of it seemed to work. So
I even crawled behind the computer and went and just checked all the plugs, make sure the cat didn't unplug something accidentally. But no, everything was plugged in. I don't know.
Sherry, the echo is gone.
Yay.
So, yeah, we got that.
To gods and goddesses, we don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah. And where is Rose? Well, if you remember last time, Rose fell into a little bit of trouble down south of the border. And so Dorothy had to try to go and bail her out. So it was just Blanche and I. Well, yeah, Rose is still in a little bit of trouble south of the border. Dorothy wasn't able to bail her out. So, we're trying to raise a little more money. We hope that we'll be able to get her out soon. Anyway, that's
maybe by the first of the year.
That's the story. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, that the truth is that Rose Val has decided that she is stepping away from doing political reads, which is absolutely fair. It has nothing to do with, her not wanting to do a show with us. It has everything to do with the fact that, she kind of made a decision that she was going to walk away from doing political reads on not only here, but on other shows that get political reads. We absolutely honor that, right? So,
Well, absolutely. I mean, people got so cranky
yes,
when Trump got voted in, and we said it was going to be Kamala. And I hate to say it, I still think it's going to be Kamala. But it's neither here nor there. I am not at this point when it comes to politics. I'm going to be talking more about what comes out of my imagination, not what comes through from
yes.
my spirit guides, because we've butted heads enough trying to figure out what's going on. But I do agree with the majority of people that I have listened to on YouTube. I haven't had a chance to see as much as I'd like to, but the few people that I have seen, I agree with them on their political views of what they think is going to happen. And sometimes I will give you an idea of what I think is going to happen. But again, it's not a psychic prediction. It's not that it's just from my imagination. I am no longer saying that this is going to happen at all. It's just kind of what I think could happen.
So, in other words, you put spirit in timeout?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, because I was thinking like Val, that I just didn't want to do this anymore. But I was also thinking I just didn't want to do YouTube anymore because people just got they just take it so personally, the things that we said, and we keep saying this is for entertainment purposes only. And I will say that as far as things that I have said that I thought were going to happen, my timing is just horrible, way off. And I think that's kind of what's happened with this situation too, as well as this is the weirdest, craziest political climate that we've ever seen, ever. And so, I'm not surprised that we all predicted one thing and that's not what happened, but
Yet. That's not what happened yet.
Right.
Cleo. There is a lot going on between or behind the scenes that we are not privy to.
That's
and
right.
I'm okay with that. I think that we were right on. I think that our messages, because we were all getting the same message, I don't think that it's a case of spirit saying, gotcha. No,
No.
that's not what it is. So
a lot of it is that spirit has told me we're not going to tell you every single thing right now.
Yes,
it's a secret. It's
people have free will. There is still free will.
I was gonna say, and we only read on the energy of the moment, and leading all the way up into the actual election day, we were all getting the same energetic reading.
Yes.
And then it started changing, like within an hour of everybody kind of watching and seeing what was happening. It was like something felt way off, really wacky. And I know because we were talking, I was with Mel and Arthur, and I don't remember who else. And it was just like something's not right. It just something's not right. Just the energy of the entire situation was just weird. And then when everything fell out, it was like, what the hell is going on? I mean, that's where we all were. We were as sucker punched as everybody else, and of course, the more that I've learned since then of machines being hacked and ballots being discarded and, 50,000 votes over here got uncounted because of you can call up any polling place and dispute somebody's vote, and they will toss it without even rectifying it or anything, and for any reason imaginable. And from what I've learned from, and I can't think of the man's name now, he's been like on this for over 10 years, since Obama in 2012 is when he first started looking into this, where the Republicans were literally sending out strike lists to people in different areas across the country who would then call in and dispute, 10,000 votes in this county and 10,000 in that county. And
Yeah.
because the system wasn't, because they weren't being listened to correct that flaw, because Republicans still had control of the House and the Senate at that time, things didn't get rectified. And then the Russians decided to stick their 2 cents in 2016.
Yeah.
And, they discovered, their system's even weaker than they think. You had people like Malcolm Nance who were screaming from the top of his lungs. He's an ex-military cybersecurity expert.
Yeah.
Who wrote 3 books on this crap before it happened, saying this is what they're going to do and this is how they're going to do it. And everything he wrote came true exactly. I mean, it was eerie how accurate he was,
So really, honestly, folks, the bottom line is it's not over. We know that this feels wrong. We know that things are not the way that they should be. We know that that the U.S. isn't going through this alone. We are heading towards the age of Aquarius. That's a big energetic shift that is coming in. And also, don't forget that there are other NATO countries. There's the 5 Eyes, the 9 Eyes, the 14 Eyes, that they are, like I said, they are working behind the scenes. I don't need to know who's doing what at the moment. I just have faith that they are working on it. When they are ready to come out with the information, they will come out with the information. This isn't something that you can hide. And the truth is going to come out. The truth is going to come out. It may not happen as quickly as we would like it to. The thing that we have to remember is don't give up hope. Don't just toss your hands in the air and say, "Oh, forget it. Never mind. That's it. We're all going, to hell in a handbasket." That's not the case.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Well, for instance, what they're doing in North Carolina right now, the vote was so close on the, they were trying to fill a Supreme Court state judgeship, which they have to run for that position. There was a judge that was in that position, but he had to go up for re-election. And there was another judge who was in the lower court who was running against him, a Democrat. The vote was so close, it was within the margin of error that it automatically created a recount.
Yeah.
Recount done twice and came back that the Democrat won the seat. So now the other judge is trying to file a lawsuit to have 60,000 votes thrown out because they voted for her and not him. And it was in a deep red area of the state.
Does
because
that kind of remind you of, oh guys, I just need 11,000 votes.
Yeah, I mean, and they're just being blatant about it. But I was just watching Mark Elias talking about this, where he said that they were not only trying to get 60,000 votes tossed, but they were trying to do it on every top level seat in the state that was won by a Democrat. Because even though North Carolina has been red and is gerrymandered to the hilt, with the exception of Trump winning president, all the top seats went to a Democrat.
Democrat. Yeah.
And the Republicans are having a fit, saying, oh, no, something's rigged. Something's not right. They were like, now you think that they would really have switched votes for everybody but Trump and Harris and let that go if they were cheating? I mean, come on, it's obviously the people were not happy with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of this, if you think of it in terms of this is the idea is to stow fear. The idea is to get you to to second guess yourself, right? So
that worked.
Yeah, well,
it worked really well. And now they're doing it in France. They're doing it in Germany. They're doing it in Georgia. They're doing it in there's another country over there. I can't think of the name of it. South Korea, yeah. Although the South Korean Congress and military put the kibosh on that guy instantly. Said, no, there's no martial law and you're not a dictator.
Yeah. And yes, Linda Bishop says, I am not afraid, I am pissed.
Me too.
That's right. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yes. So yeah, there are this is almost like a call to action. It really is. And I think there's a lot of things that are going to be happening that I think we all know what happened. And of course, for sake of YouTube and whatnot, entertainment purposes only, we all know something don't smell right, and the math ain't mathing. So it's just a matter of how and where it comes out. And I think this is where the allies, where the different intelligence agencies and so on are working together to gather the information so that when they are ready to release it, it's not going to be a case of, well, we highly suspect. They're going to come out and say, okay, so-and-so was involved on this and this date. This is the email that they sent. This is the text message that they replied to. This is what they did. This is how they did it. This is who helped them, and so on. They're going to have.
And you're all under arrest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all going to come out. In the meantime, I think that one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that a lot of the people who did legitimately vote for Trump kind of went in there with the blinders, and they heard everything that he said. They heard all the things that he said he was going to do, and they went, I'm okay with that because he's talking about them. He's not talking about me. They are now waking up to the reality that, oh, holy shit, he did mean me. And but what do you mean I'm not getting a Christmas bonus because of tariffs? We don't pay the tariffs. The other country pays the tariffs. Well, now,
what do you mean I'm no longer invited to Christmas dinner?
Yes.
What do you mean you want a divorce?
Yes. Yeah. All those things. So
have y'all seen the videos of the F around and find out?
Yes.
Oh my God, they are hilarious. I mean, I feel sorry for the people, sort of, because it's like, where was your brain? I mean, you sound like a fairly intelligent person, but you didn't bother to fact check any of this stuff. I mean,
these people have been inundated with bullshit since 2016, but particularly since 2020. So when you keep hearing the same lie over and over and over again, You finally buy it.
Eventually you believe it.
You're not that involved in it in the first place. You just want somebody to be president. And then let's say you like Trump for whatever odd reason, and that's what they're doing is they just totally brainwash people. But the thing with the votes, I had said all along I was concerned about election interference and all the things that could happen. I didn't really realize how far it could have gone. And I think it's buried so deep that in order to actually get the correct count, I think those ballots are gone. I think those votes are missing. I don't think
They were destroyed.
Yeah.
But
Damn well they were destroyed. As soon as they could get them out the door, they were gotten rid of.
and I don't, and they kept saying, well, you can't say that it has anything to do with
Starlink?
Musk's, what is he? The
Starlink.
Starlink.
Yeah, that can't be that because the ballot box things are not, the election devices, the machines are not hooked up to the internet. Well, no, that's not it. I'm talking about the chips within those election machines have been tampered with. And you could easily, if you're a really smart person that knows how to program these things, you stick a little chip in there, and then you have it at a certain time on a certain date. That information just disappears, so that you can't really ever find that chip. But I don't know that it's the voting that's going to change things. I think what's going to change things is that Congress is going to be looking at Trump. And I think because they've looked into the voting thing, because now we're finally seeing, and they're finally seeing that it's been corrupted worldwide, not just in our country, and that the country that starts with R has been infiltrating this country for a long time. They're getting more and more information about this, so I have a feeling that it will come up in Congress that Trump is an ineligible candidate for president because he has committed treason.
Yeah, he never should have been allowed to have run to begin with. I mean,
that's true. Why in the hell that happened? That he, why he wasn't arrested with everybody else back in 2020? I have no idea.
That was the first mistake that President Biden made, was he did not have Merrick Garland go after every single one of them from Trump on down and say, no, you're coming in for questioning. You're probably going to get arrested and your ass is going to jail.
Well, maybe they just didn't have all the evidence they were looking for, but I got a feeling now they do. And I think that Congress will have to take a good look at this. And I have a feeling that this is totally a feeling, my imagination. I'm not saying this is going to happen. That they will get a lot more information, particularly from, this is my guess, NATO and a lot of information is coming in, and that when they present this in Congress, the Republicans won't be able to deny what they are seeing and hearing, and so they have to vote for the whatever it is that they do to article something or other that makes Trump ineligible. However, if they decide, if the Republicans all get together and say, oh, no, Trump's our guy and we're going for that, those people will be arrested, because that means that they support the lie, they support the fraud, they support the treason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see a good possibility of something like this coming up. However, if they don't have all their facts, even though they know it, if they don't have the facts, then they will be stuck for a while.
Yes. Yeah. So the thing is, we have gotten used to having these arbitrary dates that something must happen by this date.
Yeah.
And we have to let go of that. We have to, is there going to be an inauguration on January 20th? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Does it matter if there is a inauguration on January 20th? No. It's kind of hard to explain a feeling, but it's a case of, we know that things are happening in the background. We know that the information that is going to come out is not going to be delivered by Biden. It's not going to be delivered by Kamala Harris, because then it just sounds too much like, oh, the election was stolen. Oh yeah, you can't even come up with your own thing. You got to take ours. So no, the information is going to be presented to the world, not only for the US, but for the other countries as well, and say, okay, and as a result of what happened here, is in the US, it affected these people in this group. So imagine that there is something nefarious happening in the world. Do we want to tell the people who are working in the background, hurry up, you're on a deadline, just get it done by this date? Or do we want to say, check and double check your information to make sure that when you present it, there's
not a flaw.
Nothing that can be said against it. I would much rather wait and have the information be indisputable and be backed up by facts, more than one fact, then hurry up and do it, and then say, well, yeah, we're checking on this or we're working on that. No, it's kind of like, what, the punishment that in this case doesn't necessarily need to be swift. It needs to be just. So we just need,
and somebody said here that Sharon Ann said, with both houses red, Trump won't be impeached. The only thing is I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but boy, that house is looking really, really 50-50. There may be, 5 seats, 3 seats. I mean, for a while there was 5 seats difference. That's nothing.
There's like 3 seats I think they're going to have special elections for.
Yes.
And it very strongly could go to the Democrats, in which case then we'll be within 1 or 2 seats of having majority. And when the House is that split evenly, it's a lot harder for them to get stuff through, because then they have to make sure that every single member shows up and every single member votes exactly the way they tell them to vote. And you get MTG or bobblehead in there who decide, no, I'm pissed off at this person, that person, the other person. I'm not going to vote that way. There goes your majority, So
speaking of bobblehead, did you hear that she is now out for hire? If you want her to, deliver a Christmas greeting to someone, or sing happy birthday to someone, you could hire her to do that.
Are you talking about Marjorie?
No, Lauren Boebert.
Oh,
yeah. If you're looking for something special, I'm your girl.
It's flipping ridiculous.
I know, but you know what? This is what they do. And I forgot, you guys, we have been on for 29 minutes, and I have yet to say hello to everyone that is in here. Thank you for being patient.
Thank you for switching channels at the last minute.
Yeah. So, yes, thank you to each and every one of you. We've got 116 in the house right now.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us. Yay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I didn't even have a chance to put in the description Sherry's channel and Cleo's channel. But by now, Sherry is Voices from the Swamp, and Cleo is be able to see her. So make sure that after the show, if you are not already subscribed to them, please go over and subscribe. Leave a comment. Even a thumbs up emoji helps us to get the message out in front of people who want to hear what it is that we have to say. They just don't know how to find us. They don't know who we are. I know it's hard to imagine, but there are some people who don't. So,
you know, the masses have turned on me, and I'm good. I'm good on that. I don't really give a shit. You know, a lot of people drop me, and so my subscriptions went down. I hadn't even hit 1,000 yet. And I mean, if that's the way you feel about something that I have said that didn't come true, you know, go ahead. I don't care.
well, my response to that is, if you can do a better job than what I'm doing, let me know when you bring up your channel. I'll come over to your channel and we'll take a look.
Well, and I got to tell you that when it comes between what I do on YouTube and what I do in my own personal life, I totally am dependent on my spirit guides. And when my spirit guides tell me something over and over and over again, I tend to go with that. But right now, I'm just going purely from my imagination. I'm not putting my spirit guides in the hot seat anymore. It's just whatever comes through my little pea brain about what I think might be happening. You know, and I do see a couple things that could very well happen, but I'm not saying they're going to. But if Congress does the right thing, that could change everything. On the other hand, the momentum that Trump has right now is so discouraging because I mean he is just slowing. It just feels like everything's falling in place for him. And he's got so many new people that we haven't really paid attention to before backing him up. You know, Bozo from Amazon and
Yep.
yeah,
And
this
you know what?
This Elon Musk thing, this really irritates me. I thought everybody in the country was voting for a president. Instead, they ended up with a president and a little boy named Elon. They're, you know,
Yes, we did.
he's got a lot of money, and suddenly he's a big deal in politics. What the hell?
I'm seeing people on social media and stuff starting to talk about, well, if Trump is really as sick as he seems to be, does that mean Elon Musk is going to be our president? And it's like, no, he's not an American citizen. He can't be the president.
Yeah.
He wasn't born here, you know.
But
Yeah,
he's you're carrying a lot of weight in what he thinks that he's going to be doing. They're trying to do that before he ever gets past January 20th. I mean, he's just acting like he's the president, or that Trump is the president, which I do see Trump doing a phony inauguration. Again, just in my imagination, where because he hasn't signed the documents. I think there's a bunch of documents that he's supposed to sign that he won't do.
Yes.
He won't sign them.
Yeah, the transition paperwork.
Yeah.
They have to sign off on the transition paperwork. He won't sign off on it.
So, you know, that kind of screws things up for an inauguration. So I guess he's just going to have his own inauguration down there in Mar-a-Lago with all his cronies hanging around him and acting like this is it. Because he's going to run the country from Mar-a-Lago. If he actually legitimately gets in, he's going to run it from.
And as Arthur has said several times, you have to be alive to be the president.
You have to be breathing. Yeah.
You have to be breathing. And you know, we can look at all the people that Trump has surrounded himself with. They are the worst of the worst. None of them are really stepping back. They are more and more of these people are coming out of the woodwork and self-identifying with the muck.
Yeah.
We need to know who they are. We don't want to go through this again. So we don't want to have a certain portion of society that is being very quiet and on the down low. Don't pay attention to me, nothing to see here. We want to know who these people are so that we know how to fix it. So, my feeling is let them all stand up. Let them all go down to Mar-a-Lago and kiss the ring.
It's like when you walk into the kitchen in the middle of the night and you turn on the light and you see all the stuff go hiding into the corners. Okay, then you look around and say, no, I don't have bugs. Well, no, they're all hiding because the light's on. You turn the light off and they all come back out again. Well, I would rather have a night light or something so that they get used to that light. And when they come back out, we get them. It's Kane, hush.
Yeah.
Where's the dog's gonna add his 2 cents?
Yeah. So I'm okay with them identifying. I'm okay with people like Joe Scarborough and Monica Brzezinski doing the, how dare he, how dare he, how dare he. And then all of a sudden, when it looks like he won, oh, Donald. We were kidding, right? You got that, right? I think that is so disingenuous. And again, we need people like that to highlight who they really are, so that we don't fall for their BS anytime in the future. There is anything that would come out of Joe Scarborough or Brzezinski's mouth right now, I wouldn't believe. Because they have shown me that their integrity is not something that they take proudly. It shows me that their integrity is a moving target, depending on who's there. So, these are all things that I think if you're able to kind of sit back and look at it from the point of view as an observer and just watch how human nature identifies itself, it doesn't become quite that frightening. It becomes almost amusing in some ways. I can't tell you how many times over the last number of weeks that I've heard someone, and I could laugh to myself, oh, bless your heart. Like really. When you shake your head, does it make a sound? Come on now, be honest. So, and yes, I saw where some of you are unsubscribing, not necessarily from our channels, otherwise you would be here, but from other people's channels who are maybe getting are kind of trying to feed into that fear that it's, you better start stocking up on toilet paper now because the war is coming and all that. And I know where you're coming from. I had this experience with a friend who was a friend for 25 years that I recently had to let go of that friendship. And it has, even though the original discussion was centered around politics, my decision wasn't based on politics. It was based on morals and ethics and values.
Wow.
So
that's a bummer.
And that's what a lot of people seem to have a hard time understanding, why so many people who don't vote for the right, why they don't understand why we get so upset about it when everybody does, because then they want to turn around and tell us, well, we're this moral, upright, pro-life family, people. And it's like, really? You don't act like it. You certainly don't vote like it. So why would I even think, knowing that you support the policies and the people that you do, whatever would make me think that you were that kind of person?
Yeah. Sorry.
you know, that,
Can you before I forget, let me get this comment off here. Can you ladies check your whether you have other things turned on because
Yeah,
there's
I know. See,
something.
Linda over here said there's someone playing a TV in the background is kind of distracting. I'm not, and I don't think anybody else is, but we're just having
no,
a hell of a time with the sound today. It's just
yeah, I don't know what, I have absolutely no sound at all coming out of my computer. I just tried to pull up different
Yeah.
YouTube pages and a couple of other things, music things, just to see what the hell. No sound. I have no sound coming out of my computer at all.
Well, I'm
So
sorry. I'm sorry to the
it's
chatters
not
over
just
there. We're
streaming,
getting a
it's
whole
my
lot of
computer.
on
So,
excess voices and stuff going on. It's not
Yeah.
us. We've done what we can do. But there seems to be something going on with either
well,
the
and also
internet
bear in
or
mind,
YouTube.
people do need to remember a lot of people operate on Wi-Fi. Some people may be actually plugged into a landline on their computers, but a lot of people are on their phone or on their laptop or their tablet and they're doing Wi-Fi. Well, depending on where you are and what's going on in your area, that Wi-Fi will pick up
It's interesting.
other
Sherry's the one
channels.
that had the main problem, and now she's coming through just fine. Everybody's saying when Sherry,
Yeah. Yeah.
before it was just totally the different.
Yeah.
But then somebody said, "Is Elon messing with you, lady?"
Oh, you
I
don't
don't
want to go there.
I
You
don't
don't
have
want to
Star.
go
I'd
there.
rather think it's the sun or just some weird internet connection.
Norm says it's him. Norm, cut
It's
it out.
moving retrograde.
Yeah.
I'm literally restarting my computer to see if it's just a glitch.
Yeah. It
Had sound earlier today. I don't know. So,
it could be anything. And,
God only
who
knows.
knows? Who knows? Yeah. The thing is, you know what? You
I'm
all
rebooting.
you
We're
all
here.
came in for a show and we delivered the show. Technical difficulties and
May not have
all.
been the one we originally planned, but you got a show.
You got a show. Yeah. So if we cut out a little early, it's part of it is Cleo has a previous engagement that she absolutely has to be gone. And we'll get things worked out in the end. It's okay. We're
Yeah.
flexible. And Mercury is in retrograde. There you go. Yeah.
Is Mercury in retrograde? It seems like every time I turn around, Mercury's in retrograde.
Mercury's in retrograde.
As of today, December 5th through the 15th.
Oh,
It's
one.
when it's stationary in its, how did Colleen put it? It retrogrades to a certain point, and then from the 5th to the 15th, it's stationary.
Oh, okay.
And then after the 15th, it goes back like it's supposed to, and we're no longer in retrograde. So we just got to get through past the 15th, which is
it's interesting that
a
between
week
the
from Sunday.
15th, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on politically that we may or may not hear about.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes with Mercury being retrograde. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on this month, and just it's impossible to keep up with it. It's impossible to know what's true and what's not true. No matter who, I don't know. I guess some people, I mean, I'm still believing in my God. They're telling me, but they're not telling me anything about the 5th through the 15th, or even going into January. They won't tell me because they don't want me to spill the beans. They said, you'll blow it. You'll tell them the truth. And,
okay. Yeah. Sherry. Yeah. I was hearing the sound. And so when I muted you, the sound went away. So whatever is happening.
Whatever it is, it's picking up from my phone. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
like Sherry said, sometimes it's kind of like the baby monitor. that you can hear your baby and 3 other babies crying?
I may have to go outside, y'all, just for the quiet. I don't know. It's not loud in here. The dog barks every now and then, but that's about it. So,
No, no.
I don't know what it's picking up on, but I do get weird stuff sometimes.
Well,
Because
that's
the other
exactly what Mercury retrograde is all about. Problems with communications. Mercury retrograde. Yay, we're right in the middle of it.
Don't forget, California got hit with a 7.0 earthquake today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not far from where David and Gary are, and from where Linda is, because it hit right in that area. Now,
Wow.
Linda already put a little video up that said, "We're fine, everything's fine." Danny posted a thing where he said he literally got his phone beeped. It wasn't Danny, it was somebody else that I watch. Hawk is his name. He lives in Moreno Valley or coast. He said his phone went off just as they felt the shaking and said, "Tsunami alert, evacuate now."
Oh my.
And people were fleeing. He said the roads, everybody was crazy to get out. And then he said where he lives, there's like a canal across the street from his house. He said when he left, there was no water in it.
Wow.
20 minutes later, when they gave the alert that it was safe to go back, that the tsunami wasn't going to be as severe as they thought, when he came back, the canal was flooded. The water was over the top of it. He said, "That's a 10-foot canal." He said, "That's 10 foot of water that came in this far." If it hadn't been for canals and stuff set up, it very well could have washed away people's houses and stuff. So it was fairly significant from what I'm hearing. But they said the 7.0 hit at like 10 something this morning. And by noon, they'd had over 10 aftershocks.
Oh, wow.
I was like, aftershocks within an hour, It's like, wow. So I know I emailed David and Gary and said, "Hey, are y'all okay? Did you have to evacuate?"
Well, Gary and his wife, as a matter of fact, are in England right now. So,
well, they're not even in the country. So
they're not even in the country. But yeah, David probably did.
Text David and check on them because I was worried about both of them. I didn't realize that Gary was still out of the country. But but I heard from Linda G.
Thanks.
She was fine, and the other guy I watch, Hawk. He's a lawyer and he does a lot of political stuff. He was cool. He was good. They were back home. And then Danny was on air with
Gerald.
With Gerald when it hit, because somebody said something in the chat. Danny was like, "My phone didn't alert," and he pulled it out. And he said, "Oh, I guess it did." Oh my God. What good does it do if you mute it?
Well, yeah. Funny that.
But
okay, you guys, I know I really appreciate each and every one of you absolutely being here. I appreciate Sherry and Cleo, being able to do
I
things.
appreciate Marina for throwing this over onto her channel last minute, because my computer had no sound.
My pleasure. And we're almost at 50 minutes. So you know what? We're going to leave you a little early that way. Yeah,
say goodnight.
Yeah, no one gets frustrated and all that. And just, hey, Mercury retrograde is the answer to everything.
We'll be back on Friday for polyterology. So
yes.
We got that
Colleen's channel. Yeah. And the Cool Crones. So slumber party Saturday night. Allie's gonna be with me. So,
Nice.
we're going to talk about crap. So anything
Yep.
goes. And
Yes.
I'll have Sylvia on Saturday afternoon. Come from Foresight. We'll be talking politics. So
Yes.
you can
Yes.
get your fill.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But so thank you to Sherry. Thank you to Cleo. Thank you to each and every one of you for
Thank
spending
all
the
of y'all
time
for
with us.
coming
And yeah, just
supporting.
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? We're going to make the
You
world
need to
a
join a
better place.
membership.
We are. Yeah,
And,
I
absolutely.
think some stuff, what I've been told, well, no, excuse me, from my imagination, what is going to happen here in the near future between now and January, I've heard, and I guess I just made it up, that it's just going to blow your mind. That politically, that there's some things that are happening are just going to be mind blowing because it's just like we can't believe this is going to happen. So, things might be going really good, or who knows?
Yes,
All right.
it will. It will. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here.
good night, y'all.
Catch you later. And
Thanks for adjusting channels at the last minute.
absolutely. All right. Take care, all. Bye for
Good
now.
night.